Types of forces. Various types of forces exist in nature. Some of them are given below. Gravitational force, electrostatic force, magnet force, frictional force. About gravitational force. Gravitational force or gravity is the force with which all objects in the universe attract each other. The gravitational force of the Earth pulls objects towards its center. Any object that is thrown upwards always comes down because of the Earth's gravity. Gravitational force always acts in the opposite direction when an object moves away from the Earth. It acts along the direction of motion of the object when it moves towards the Earth. About electrostatic force. The attractive or repulsive force that acts due to the presence of charges is called electrostatic force. About magnet forces. Magnets are substances that attract certain materials towards them. The force with which a magnet attracts certain materials is called magnetic force. The materials that get attracted towards a magnet are called magnetic materials. Magnets also apply force on each other. Every magnet has two poles known as the North Pole and the South Pole. When two like poles are brought near each other, they repel or oppose each other, whereas unlike poles attract each other. About frictional forces. Frictional force or friction acts on two objects that are in contact and at least one of them is in motion. It always acts opposite to the direction of motion. Hence, it slows down the motion of an object or stops it from moving completely. The force of friction produced depends on the nature of objects in contact. Rough surfaces offer more friction than smooth surfaces. Let us learn about some advantages and disadvantages of friction. Advantages of friction. Friction allows steady motion of objects. For example, we are able to walk steadily due to the friction between the ground and our shoes. The grooves on the sole of our shoes provide enough friction to prevent us from falling. Vehicles move steadily on the road because of the friction between the tires and the road. Friction produces heat which we use for different purposes. For example, a matchstick is struck against the rough surface of a matchbox. Heat is produced due to friction which lights the matchstick. When we rub our hands together, heat is produced due to friction which keep our hands warm. Disadvantages of friction. With increase in friction, it becomes difficult to move an object as more force is needed to overcome friction. For example, Moving heavy objects on a rough surface is difficult. Friction causes the surface of an object to wear out. For example, soles of shoes and surface of tires wear out because of friction.